Scrum phase, initiate. The initiate phase is the first and most foundational phase in the Scrum framework. This phase helps the team set a clear direction before development work begins. It ensures that there is a defined vision, roles are assigned, and the planning process is structured. There are 6 key processes in this phase. 1. Create project vision. In this step, the product owner creates the overall vision of the project. It is based on the business case, and a project vision meeting is conducted to align all stakeholders. The outputs are the identified product owner and a formal project vision statement. 2. Identify Scrum Master and stakeholders. Here, the product owner identifies who will take the Scrum Master role and also lists the relevant stakeholders using predefined selection criteria. The outcome is a list of stakeholders and a confirmed Scrum Master. 3rd, form Scrum Team. Next, the Scrum Team is formed by selecting members who will take on the development work. This is done using team selection tools, and the output is an identified and aligned Scrum Team. 4. Develop epics. In this process, the Scrum Core team conducts meetings with user groups to collect requirements and translate them into epics, which are large user stories. The team also creates personas to represent different types of users. 5. Create prioritized product backlog. Now, the epics and personas are analyzed to create a product backlog. Using prioritization methods, the team creates a list of product features ranked by business value. The outputs are a prioritized product backlog and initial done criteria. 6. Conduct release planning. Finally, release planning is done to decide how features will be released in different sprints. The team creates a release schedule and determines the length of each sprint. This helps in visualizing the delivery timeline. In summary, the initiate phase ensures that the team starts the project with clarity, alignment, and a clear backlog of what needs to be done and when. In this step, we focus on establishing a strong and shared vision for the project. This is the first step in the initiate phase, and it lays the foundation for everything that follows in Scrum. The main goal here is to ensure that everyone understands why the project exists and what it aims to achieve. Let's look at the inputs for this process. We begin with the project business case, which provides the justification for the project, including expected benefits, costs, and risks. Then, we consider key roles such as the program product owner, Scrum Master, and stakeholders. These individuals bring valuable insights and expectations. Other inputs include the program product backlog, trial projects, proof of concept, and strategic inputs like company vision, mission, and market study. These help align the project vision with the broader organizational strategy. Finally, Scrum guidance body recommendations are considered to ensure best practices are followed. Next, let's discuss the tools used. Key tools include the Project Vision Meeting, where all major stakeholders gather to align on goals. Then we have JAD, Joint Application Development, sessions that support collaborative idea generation. SWOT analysis helps identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, while gap analysis helps find what's missing to reach the desired vision. Now, let's talk about the outputs. The first and most critical output is the identified product owner, the person responsible for maximizing product value. Then we have the project vision statement, a clear summary of the project's purpose. Additionally, the team creates a project charter, which formally authorizes the project and outlines roles and goals. Lastly, the project budget is defined, setting the financial boundaries of the project. In summary, this process ensures that the team starts with a clear understanding of the vision, goals, scope, and budget, enabling better alignment throughout the Scrum journey. One of the most critical inputs while creating a project vision is the business case. This input acts as the foundation or justification for why the project should be initiated in the first place. A business case can be presented as a formal, well-structured document, or even as a verbal explanation, depending on the organization's maturity and complexity of the project. The purpose of the business case is to clearly articulate the rationale behind launching the project. It helps decision-makers and stakeholders understand why this project is necessary and what it aims to achieve. A strong business case generally includes several key elements. First, it provides the background of the project, including how the idea originated and what problem or opportunity it addresses. Then, it outlines the intended business purpose and desired outcomes, which help to define the value the project is expected to deliver. In many cases, a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and a gap analysis are also included to support the case further. These tools help in evaluating internal and external factors that could affect the project's success. The business case also contains a list of identified risks, giving an early warning of potential issues that could arise during execution. Lastly, it includes estimations of time, effort, and cost, which guide resource planning and budgeting for the project. In summary, the business case not only justifies the start of the project, but also ensures that the team is aligned with the purpose, expectations, and constraints from day one. The project officially commences with the presentation of the project business case to the stakeholders and sponsors. This presentation marks the first formal step in initiating the project and ensures that everyone involved is aligned on the why behind the project. During this presentation, stakeholders carefully review the business case to understand the expected business benefits. This includes how the project will improve processes, reduce costs, increase revenue, or provide strategic value. Their understanding and agreement are crucial because they often represent the end users or impacted parties. On the other hand, sponsors, who are typically responsible for funding the project, analyze the viability and return on investment. Once they are convinced of the project's value, they confirm their commitment to provide the financial resources necessary to move forward. This stage is essential to securing buy-in and resources, and it helps in establishing a clear understanding between all parties about the objectives and scope of the project. Without this approval and funding, the project cannot progress to the next steps. A project vision meeting is a crucial tool used at the beginning of the project. This meeting involves the product owner, the sponsor, and other key project stakeholders. The primary objective of this meeting is to bring all decision-makers and influencers together to discuss and align on the direction and goals of the project. During the meeting, the team discusses the business context, why the project is needed, what challenges exist, and what business opportunities are being addressed. In addition, the group reviews business requirements and defines what the organization expects from the project. Another key output of this session is understanding the stakeholder expectations. What different stakeholders hope to achieve from this project. The ultimate purpose of this meeting is to use this shared understanding to develop a clear and compelling project vision statement. This vision will guide the Scrum team throughout the project. In Scrum, it's extremely important to have close engagement and collaboration with business representatives from the start. Their buy-in ensures that the product being developed delivers real business value and not just technical output. This meeting lays the foundation for that collaboration. One of the most critical outputs of the Create Project Vision process is the identified product owner. The product owner plays a central role in the success of a Scrum project. The product owner is responsible for maximizing business value delivered by the project. They ensure that the team is always focused on the most valuable tasks and priorities from a business perspective. The product owner is the main link between the business and the Scrum team. They are also responsible for clearly expressing and maintaining the customer requirements, and for ensuring that these requirements are understood and implemented correctly. Additionally, the product owner maintains the business justification throughout the project lifecycle, meaning they constantly evaluate whether the project is still valuable and aligned with business goals. The product owner is often called the voice of the customer because they represent the needs, desires, and feedback of the customer to the development team. Another critical output of the Create Project Vision process is the Project Vision Statement. This statement provides a clear and concise summary of why the project is being undertaken. It defines the business need that the project intends to fulfill. A good project vision statement focuses on the what and why, what the business hopes to achieve and why this project is important. It does not go into the details of how the need will be fulfilled. That flexibility is important because the how may evolve during the course of the project. This statement serves as a guiding light for the Scrum team and stakeholders throughout the project. It helps in aligning all efforts and decisions with the overall purpose. It also helps in setting the direction without limiting creativity or adaptability. Another important point to remember while developing the project vision statement is that it should focus on the problem, not the solution. The reason for this is simple. Solutions may change as we progress through the project. What we understand at the beginning may be based on assumptions, and these assumptions might turn out to be inaccurate or incomplete later. So, instead of locking ourselves into a specific solution too early, the vision should describe the problem we're trying to solve or the need we're addressing. This approach gives the Scrum team the flexibility to adapt as new information becomes available. A flexible project vision helps keep the project on track, even when priorities or technical options shift during execution. Let's look at this real-world inspired case study of VM Foods, a grocery chain that's been operating for 10 years and has over 100 outlets across the country. Recently, the management noticed a shift in customer behavior. People now lead fast-paced lives and prefer not to travel long distances for everyday tasks like grocery shopping. They also realized that grocery shopping is often seen as a low-involvement activity, meaning customers don't need to spend a lot of time deciding, especially when product quality is trusted, as is the case with VM Foods. Based on this understanding, the management team is exploring a new strategic direction. They want to increase market share by offering home delivery services, thereby making shopping more convenient for the customer. This case sets the stage for us to understand how Scrum can be used in real business situations where the company is responding to changing customer needs and behavior. Now, continuing with the case study, after identifying the changing customer behavior, the VM Foods management decides to take a concrete step to implement their new strategy. To do this, a representative from VM Foods has approached your Scrum team with a request to develop a website that enables customers to place online delivery orders and make digital payments. This website is expected to be a key channel for executing their new delivery model. It should allow customers to browse items, add them to their cart, choose a delivery time, and make secure payments. The vision and high-level requirements of this website are shared with your team during a project vision meeting, where the product owner, sponsor, and other stakeholders are present. This meeting becomes critical because it sets the foundation for the project. By understanding what business problem we are solving and what outcomes are expected. Now let's understand how to write a project vision statement using a simple and practical template. This template helps you focus on the most important elements of a project vision in a structured format. Here's the format. 4. Who is the target user or customer? Who? What is the specific need or persona of that user? The? What is the name of the product or service being created? Unlike, what makes this product different from existing competitors? Our product. What is the unique benefit or function of your product? This template helps create a clear, value-driven, and customer-centric vision. It helps all team members, especially the product owner and Scrum team, to align with the purpose of the project. Let's take a quick example. For working parents who want to shop efficiently. The VM Foods grocery app, unlike regular grocery apps. Our product offers fast delivery with personalized recommendations. Let's walk through the completed vision statement for VM Foods using the template provided. For busy urban customers, these are people living in cities who don't have time for traditional shopping. WHU prefer quick and convenient grocery shopping. Their main need is speed and ease, not spending hours in stores. The VM Foods online delivery platform. This is the name of the solution we are building. That enables users to order groceries from nearby outlets for home delivery. This explains what our platform will allow users to do. Unlike traditional grocery apps with limited delivery options, we are positioning ourselves as better than competitors who may not cover wide areas or don't offer flexibility. Our product provides fast, reliable, and customizable grocery delivery with trusted VM Foods quality. This is our unique value proposition and what makes the product stand out. This format ensures that the project team, stakeholders, and developers all have a shared understanding of the purpose and vision of the product. Let's now look at the project vision statement for VM Foods using the structured format. For grocery shoppers, these are our target users, individuals or families who regularly shop for groceries. WHU lead fast-paced lifestyles and do not like to travel long distances. This describes their current behavior and pain points. They are busy and prefer not to commute for grocery shopping. Now let's talk about the process of identifying the Scrum Master and stakeholders, which is a key activity in the initiate phase of a Scrum project. Inputs. This process begins with several important inputs: product owner and project vision statement. These define the goals and expected outcomes of the project. Information about the program. Scrum Master, stakeholders, and product owner is also considered. Other inputs include people requirements, availability, and commitment of team members, skills and organizational matrix, and recommendations from the Scrum guidance body. Tools. To choose the right Scrum Master and stakeholders, we use selection criteria to evaluate candidates, HR advice, training costs, and resource costs to ensure the choices are practical and sustainable. Outputs. As a result of this process, we identify a suitable Scrum Master who will lead the Scrum team, the relevant stakeholders who will contribute to and influence the project. One of the most critical inputs in identifying the Scrum Master is the product owner. The product owner plays a key role in selecting the Scrum Master. Once selected, the Scrum Master supports the product owner in achieving the project vision by acting as a facilitator, coach, and mentor to the Scrum team. This means the Scrum Master is not just managing processes, but is actively enabling the team by removing roadblocks and promoting collaboration. That's why it is crucial to choose a Scrum Master who is committed and who can create a positive and supportive work environment for the team to deliver the project successfully. Along with helping select the Scrum Master, the product owner also plays a major role in identifying key stakeholders for the project. Stakeholders include people or groups who are affected by the project or can influence its outcome. These could be the project sponsor, end users, vendors, business partners, or any other party involved in the project environment. It is important to identify these stakeholders early in the process because they help define expectations, clarify requirements, and provide feedback throughout the project. Ultimately, involving stakeholders ensures that the solution meets real business needs and gets proper support. In some projects, there might already be predefined roles for certain team members, meaning there's little flexibility in choosing the Scrum Master. However, when the team has the option to select the Scrum Master, it's important to use proper selection criteria. One of the most important factors is the Scrum Master's problem-solving ability. The Scrum Master must be capable of identifying and removing impediments that block the team's progress. He or she must have the experience, technical understanding, and interpersonal skills needed to guide the team effectively. The right Scrum Master ensures the team remains productive, motivated, and focused on the Scrum framework. Another important selection criterion for choosing the Scrum Master is availability. The Scrum Master should be available consistently to support the team throughout the project lifecycle. They must be able to schedule, facilitate, and oversee key meetings such as the release planning meeting, daily stand-up meetings, and all other sprint-related events like sprint planning, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. If the Scrum Master is not available, the team may lack coordination, and the Scrum ceremonies may not happen effectively. Let's now discuss two more critical selection criteria for choosing the right Scrum Master: commitment and leadership style. Commitment. The Scrum Master should be deeply committed to ensuring that the Scrum team has a positive and supportive work environment. This commitment is essential to remove impediments, encourage continuous improvement, and help the team stay aligned with Scrum values. Their role is not just facilitative, but also motivational. They help the team succeed by providing the necessary support consistently. Servant leadership style. In Scrum, the Scrum Master is expected to adopt a servant leadership approach. This means they serve the team first, rather than commanding it. They focus on removing barriers, supporting team needs, and enabling collaboration so that the team can perform at its best. A servant leader empowers the team instead of micromanaging them. Now let's look at the critical output of this process: the identified Scrum Master. A Scrum Master is not a traditional project manager. Instead, they act as a facilitator and a servant leader, someone who supports the Scrum team by removing obstacles and creating a productive environment. The Scrum Master has multiple responsibilities: guides and teaches Scrum principles and practices to all stakeholders involved in the project, facilitates meetings and ensures Scrum events, like daily stand-ups, retrospectives, etc., happen smoothly, removes impediments or blockers that might slow the team down, ensures Scrum processes are followed consistently and correctly. It's important to note that it is the product owner who identifies and nominates the Scrum Master for the project. The selected person should have strong facilitation and servant leadership capabilities. Let's now talk about the identified stakeholders, which is another critical output of this step. The term stakeholders includes a wide group. It can refer to customers, end users, sponsors, and any other individuals or groups who are directly or indirectly impacted by the project. These stakeholders interact with the Scrum core team at various points during the project lifecycle. They provide input, give feedback on deliverables, and help define the direction of the product. Scrum emphasizes frequent and collaborative engagement with stakeholders, ensuring their expectations are understood and met. Ultimately, the project is being developed for the benefit of these stakeholders, so identifying them early is crucial to keep the project aligned with business goals. This step is about forming the Scrum team, which is a core activity during the initiate phase of Scrum. The inputs for this process include people-related elements like the product owner and Scrum Master, project vision statement, people requirements, availability, skills, organizational and resource needs. The tools used to form the team are Scrum Team Selection Techniques, HR's advice on people capabilities, consideration of training, resource, and costs. The outputs of this process are very critical. 1. The identified Scrum team, which includes cross-functional members who are capable of delivering product increments. 2. A backup person plan, in case someone is unavailable during the sprint. 3. A collaboration plan, to ensure the team works together efficiently. 4th, a team building plan, to promote trust and communication within the team. Building the right Scrum team is essential because they will directly influence the speed and quality of delivery. Now let's talk about the critical inputs for forming the Scrum team. We've already discussed the project vision statement, product owner, and Scrum Master in previous slides. These elements are foundational when forming the team. The product owner and the Scrum Master play a central role in team selection. The product owner helps define what needs to be built, while the Scrum Master ensures the team is supported and follows Scrum principles. The project vision statement helps determine what kind of skills are required in the Scrum team. For example, if the project involves web development, we may need front-end developers, back-end developers, and testers. The vision gives us clarity on technical and business needs. So, in summary, the product owner and Scrum Master help identify the right people. The project vision guides what kind of people we need. Now, let's understand the critical tool used in forming the Scrum team, that is, Scrum Team Selection. Scrum team members are ideally a mix of generalists and specialists. That means they are capable of understanding multiple areas, but they are experts in at least one key skill. However, beyond just technical knowledge, soft skills are just as important. The success of a self-organizing Scrum team depends a lot on how well members communicate, collaborate, and manage themselves. The ideal Scrum team members should be independent in their work, self-motivated to take initiative, customer-focused in their mindset, responsible for outcomes, and collaborative in their working style. Also, the team should promote independent thinking and group decision-making, which are essential for extracting the full benefits of the Scrum structure.